wanted to talk today about legislative intent and future budget appropriations. In recent years, California state government has been working on multi-year budgets. And this means that both the governor as well as the legislature have been adopting budgets that attempt to make appropriations for more than one current budget year. Is that possible considering a budget bill can only make appropriations for a single budget year? Well, of course, the legislature can do so, but per the courts, they can't bind a future legislature. In other words, for example, the legislature in 2022 can intend to make future year budget appropriations all they want, but those intended appropriations can be changed or eliminated by the 2023 legislature. Nonetheless, the practice of making future budget appropriations is becoming more prevalent here in California. For example, during the summer of 2022, in the Public Resources Budget Trailer Bill, there were changes to the 2022-23 Budget Act, but there was also a provision that states the intent of the legislature to allocate $2,415 million for the 2023-24 fiscal year to the 25-26 fiscal year for zero emission vehicle investments. The bill would also state the intent of the legislature that 500 million of that be available for the 23-24 fiscal year, and that amount be available for the 24-25 fiscal year to support various climate initiatives. Now, this particular language in my mind is unique for two reasons. First, it's merely intent language, which means that it doesn't have any legal effect or force. Only an actual appropriation has legal effect. The language in this budget trailer bill is not making an actual appropriation because the current year budget bill can't make appropriations in those future budget years. Second, this language is unique in that it's contained in the budget trailer bill rather than the budget bill or a budget bill junior that makes changes to the enacted one single budget bill. It's a more recent phenomenon for a trailer bill, which has historically been used only to make statutory changes needed to implement the budget, that they start including any appropriations as well as multiple appropriations. Of course, again, this budget trailer bill only has this intent language rather than actual appropriation language or statutory language making the appropriation. So this approach to considering future appropriations may be a prudent budget practice, but it may create some unrealized expectations in the public's perception or the expectations of advocacy groups. And per the courts, they can't obviously bind a future legislature to actually make these appropriations in a future budget bill. So we'll have to continue to monitor this practice and see what happens in the coming years.